our town of Basildon in Essex was born, one of 8 new towns created by the government in the 1940s. The focal point of the town is the spacious pedestrian-only shopping centre, with its shops and offices, 3 cinemas, dance hall, discotheques and restaurants. One of Basildon's most treasured assets is its close proximity to the countryside.
They were found in this Range Rover. 3 dead men, no one knew who they were, what they were doing or why they fell victim to cold-blooded murder. It was the most unlikely place for such callous crime, an isolated farm track deep in the Essex countryside.
On December the 6th, they died in a hail of bullets. Was it a contract killing, or did the men know and trust their assassin?
Patrick Tate, Tony Tucker, and another associate were shot through the head at close range. During the weeks before, they're thought to have carried out a series of hold-ups of drug dealers.
Well, they used to know when, thousands of pounds worth of drugs were being handed over, or when the money was being handed over, and then whoever had the gun held them up.
Hidden from view, a Range Rover is removed by lorry to a mortuary. It contained the remains of 3 drug dealers who met their deaths on a snowy winter's day just over 2 years ago. Drug dealing is a dishonourable trade, and there was no dignity in the hard-packed snow of the Essex countryside when a farmer stumbled on a vehicle parked up a deserted farm track. Inside were the bodies of 3 men, assassinated with pump-action shotguns, each murdered in cold blood with bullet wounds to the head.
This is Patrick Tate from Basildon, one of a team of criminal hardmen known as The Firm.
He thought he was immortal, and he thought he could be Mr. Big.
Patrick Tate, a career criminal, worked his way up to armed robbery. He was doing a 7-year sentence for robbery when he started taking heroin.
The last year of that sentence was getting to him. He got very depressed. Somebody started giving him the heroin.
Without the gym, you'd be lost, you know what I mean? There's nothing to do here, like. And when you're over the gym, you're in a different world, and you forget about prison, you're training, you know what I mean?
When Tate got out of prison, he decided to go into the drugs trade. He was a bodybuilder who was known to be violent, and he'd made the right connections in prison. Tate worked with an Essex businessman who supplied bouncers to nightclubs. His name was Tony Tucker.
It's very difficult to put Tucker on a scale of where he was in the drugs world. It's safe to say, however, that he was probably middle management, if I can use that phrase, and making his way towards the top of the tree to be a large-scale importer and distributor of drugs. The Range Rover actually stopped just here, and it was facing this gate. There was absolutely no sign of a struggle whatsoever. Rolf was sitting in the driver's seat, still with his foot on the brake. He was still holding the steering wheel as if he'd stopped at traffic lights. Tucker also was sitting in the front passenger seat in a casual manner, was holding a mobile phone in his hand. Tate was half leaning with his head into the broken window, but again he was holding a mobile phone, and there was no sign of him making any attempt to leave the vehicle because he thought that he was in danger.
The trail of evil that led to triple murder in the Essex countryside. Tonight, the men who gunned down 3 drugs dealers in cold blood are behind bars, starting life sentences.
As police frogmen broke the ice looking for the murder weapons, it became clear this was a classic execution to settle a bad drug score, a dispute over smuggled cannabis. Murder squad detectives were familiar with the pattern. Dealing in drugs is often the province of the double cross, the sting and the double deal. And so it was that 2 drugs barons decided to eliminate 3 dealers with chilling efficiency at Whitehorse Farm at Rettendon near Chelmsford. The pair were trapped by Darren Nichols, the driver of the killer's getaway car, who turned supergrass. It was his evidence that would prove crucial in the conviction of the 2 men. As a result, he's now been given a change of identity and is being protected at a safe house by the police. Michael Steele, who dubbed himself the Angel of Death, was given 3 life sentences. He's said to have laughed uncontrollably after killing the men. Also given the same sentence, Jack Womes, his right-hand man.
Nice? Nice? That's very nice, is it?